They say time destroys everything. Cities crumble, empires vanish, even the strongest monuments bow to the years. But deep in the deserts of Egypt, there are stories that time could never erase. Not kings, not pharaohs, but human lives frozen in silence, waiting for someone to understand why they mattered. The sun rises slowly over the endless dunes, painting the sands in gold and crimson. A lone figure, Daniel Hart, wipes the sweat from his brow as he approaches a small, hidden excavation site. Daniel wasn't just any archaeologist. He was a man obsessed with one question: why did humans go to such extraordinary lengths to preserve life after death? He steps into the shadow of a crumbling tomb, the air thick with the scent of ancient earth, incense, and something older. Sacred inside, the walls are painted with scenes of life. Farmers harvesting wheat, priests performing rituals, children playing. But it isn't the art that stops Daniel in his tracks. It is the body lying in the center, wrapped carefully in linen, untouched for over 3,000 years. This mummy is not just a relic, it is the story of a person who once laughed, cried, and feared the unknown, preserved with painstaking care so the world could remember them long after their heart had stopped beating. Daniel traces the linen with his fingers, imagining the hands that wrapped it, the incense that was burned, the prayers whispered into the silent tomb. Every detail matters: the oils, the resins, the careful positioning of limbs, all part of an unbroken belief that life continues, even after the final breath. As Daniel moves deeper into the tomb, he uncovers tools, scrolls, and tiny amulets. Each object tells a story of preparation, of love, and of fear. Fear of being forgotten, love for family and community. The ancient Egyptians didn't just mummify bodies. They created a bridge between the living and the eternal. Daniel imagines the craftsman applying resin in perfect layers, the priest reciting the spells that would guide the soul, the family watching in reverent silence. Every human emotion, captured and preserved like the body itself. Hours pass and Daniel loses track of time. Outside, the desert wind howls, but inside the tomb, there is a fragile, almost sacred stillness. He realizes that mummification wasn't just a technical process, it was an act of storytelling. Every wrinkle, every stitch of linen, every artifact left behind is a paragraph in the story of a life once lived. And more than that, it's a human desire echoing across millennia, to be remembered, to matter, to leave a trace of oneself in the vast, indifferent universe. Daniel pulls out his notebook and begins to write, not just about the mummy itself, but about the lives entwined with it. He writes about the father who prepared the burial, the mother who prayed for her child, the artisans who poured skill and heart into every detail. And in that moment, Daniel realizes something profound. The art of preservation is not about defeating death. It's about preserving memory, about honoring the human soul. As the sun sets and the tomb grows dark, Daniel sits quietly beside the sarcophagus. He feels a strange connection, not just to the ancient person inside, but to humanity as a whole. Across time and space, humans have always sought meaning. In the tombs of Egypt, in letters, photographs, and diaries, in stories told around campfires, the same instinct persists, to leave something behind, so that we are not entirely lost to time. Daniel steps outside, letting the cool evening wind wash over him. The desert is quiet, eternal, and yet full of voices. Each grain of sand seems to whisper the same message: life matters, and how we honor it echoes forever. The story of mummies teaches us that preservation is not just about stopping decay. It is about cherishing life, remembering those who came before us, and understanding that every action we take, every story we tell leaves a mark that can outlast us. True immortality is not in the body, but in memory, in love, and in the legacy we leave behind. Thanks for watching. Remember, the past is not just history, it's a collection of stories, and every life, no matter how long ago, has a story worth preserving.